Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. It's been a long time since I've spoken to you. Yes, I know it won't seem like it to you. You'll have felt like there's been some sort of regular output, but it's been a while for me. So bear with me when I get this right. Right now, I'm currently in the car driving towards my father-in-law's. But you know, I wanted to share a bit of time with you. Now, this isn't the first time I've tried to record this particular podcast. Actually, this particular pair of podcasts. But my original idea just didn't happen. Part of me wanted to get the recorder out while I was lounging round the pool in Orlando. Or perhaps after a particularly busy day at the parks. Yes, I've been on holiday. 3 weeks in America. I know, 3 weeks. That's ridiculous. It'll never happen again. My body clock is finally back where it's supposed to be, ish. And sadly, well, let's put it this way. I may have eaten my way through Florida. Yeah, sorry about that. Don't know who I'm apologising to, probably myself. Right, that's enough of an update. If you want me to talk at great length about arriving a month before Galaxy's Edge opens, of course I can do that. If you want me to talk about great length about, well, going on the Hulk, of course I can do that too. But right now, you're here for me to talk about Big Finish, aren't you? And first on today's menu is Torchwood, Hope. Now, I tried listening to this in a variety of different venues. So first off, I thought I'd listen to it while travelling. But of course, you've got a wide selection of videos and films that I've not seen, so that didn't work. Then I thought I'd listen to it while my family was asleep, but I was incredibly tired, so that didn't work either. I listened to it in spits and spots, and eventually I gave up completely, and went back to it on the journey back home, and listened to the whole thing with my lovely headset. My plan was to listen to this, and Emissary of the Daleks in one go. But of course, I had Captain Marvel to watch, so that wasn't going to happen either. So in a sense, I've listened to Hope 3 or 4 times. And boy, oh boy, is it dark. See, Torchwood does some things very well, but they always, at their very core, have to be Torchwood. Look, here's the synopsis recorded on a completely different machine. Megwyn Jones is one of the most hated women in Britain. She used to run the home for troubled children in an isolated part of Snowdonia called The Hope. For a long time, there were rumours about what happened there. Then one day, it was realised the children had gone missing. Ever since, Megwyn's kept her peace. Is she innocent? Is she guilty? Where are the bodies? The years have been long and hard on Megwyn and the families of the children, but now Megwyn's dying, and she's agreed to go back to the Hope to reveal the horrible secret she's been keeping all these years. As you can hear, it's... right. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, but in the UK, we're kind of fixated on a very specific type of serial killer. We don't like to talk about it, it never comes up in polite conversation, but it is there, and it is true. Yes, everyone's got serial killers, and America's got mass shootings. Oh. But one of the things that we're fixated on in this country, in the UK, is the female serial killer. Specifically, the person who is female who kills children. And they're very, very rare. People always want to get into their heads. Now, we've got the very famous ones in this country. We've got your Myra Hindleys and you've got your Rose Wests. Yeah? And a character like that, played here by Sean Phillips, so incredibly terrifyingly that you just want to instantly give her awards and hire her for everything, is just brilliant. Because here you've got two of your favourite characters from Torchwood. So it's basically set in season 2 of the TV. You've got Sergeant Andy, and you've got, well, the King of the Weevils. He's dead. Yep. Remember that? He's dead. Very important. And they're trying to solve what happened to someone who's a lot like that. Now, you've also got, with your Myra Hindley, you've also got your Ian Brady connections. So you can Google these if you're not already familiar with them if you're outside the UK. But let's face it, everyone in the UK already knows. And one of the major recurring themes of the Ian Brady case specifically was that he didn't reveal where the bodies were. Neither did Myra. Right? There are still missing children's bodies out there from the 60s. Ian Brady was close to death. And of course they were doing that whole thing about him, let's get him back onto the moors and let's find him where they... Now the moors themselves have changed. They were changing constantly then, they always are. They're basically just one black, bleak wasteland. People have tried for decades to try and find these missing bodies. But they're always on about getting people out. Now, there is, of course, talk about people taking drones out and doing extra searches and things like that. But let's face it, the ground's been dug up so many times and nothing's been found. And that's what this story's about. It's about a fictitious serial killer who is close to death, yet very similar to the Brady stuff that was in the news. But, of course, it's been given that Torchwood twist. Which I'm not sure, because until the supernatural element arrives in the storyline, it's so incredibly dark and so enormously soul-searching, this story, that you start thinking, or at least I started thinking, oh, this would be even better if there was nothing strange or supernatural or sci-fi about this story at all, if it literally was just dark. If it really was just about someone who killed for no adequately explored reason or revealed one. And just like Brady was taking photographs of the kids, that's what this person was doing as well. And of course there are other examples as well of people who work in, well, council housing and runaway kids. People who won't be missed, all being used. It's so dark. If you're even remotely depressed, I do not recommend you listen to this. But you'd be missing a treat. Because it's beautifully constructed. Incredibly well written. Performances, as always, superb. But it's got to be Sean that shines through on this one. So if you're looking for a piece of dark narrative to get you through this bright, hot summer, this is for you. Otherwise, well, the dead one and the policeman are well out of their depth. And so as a listener, was I. I'll let you hear the trailer and decide for yourself whether you want to hear this or not. But consider yourselves warned. It's very dark. But it is a glorious piece of drama. So until next time, when I think I'll be talking about Doctor Who, be seeing you.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions. Torchwood, The Hope.
Here at the edge of the Hope, relatives of the victim stand vigil, wondering if the woman found guilty of destroying so many lives will grant them some peace at long last. Today, perhaps, the black heart of this desolate moorland will finally give up their loved ones.
It's just you and me. It's okay. I want you to see something no one else alive has ever seen.
But do you think it could be aliens? You are. Well, you think that, despite it all, she didn't do it? Something took them?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd make you happy. But you two have got a bond. Do you think what she did? I mean, come on, no one can be that evil.
I've been away from here for so long. I'd forgotten what it made me.
Big Finish. We love stories.
Stop this! Stop, please! Please, no!
That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.